Thank you. Your Excellency, Japanese Ambassador to Fiji, Fumihiro, Aaron Batten, sorry, my apologies, new Regional Director for ADB, CEO for Fiji Airways, Honorable Leon, and of course the Acting CEO for AFL. And ladies and gentlemen, I do not intend to make a long speech. I think both Aaron and His Excellency the President have already said what I needed to say. So what they say, when two wise men speak before you, have very little to speak. So I'll be very brief, essentially to highlight that this is part and parcel of the overall government initiative, and indeed the plans that we had in place in terms of the recovery. As you know, we had a very successful rollout of our vaccination program, as His Excellency highlighted, which made us one of the most vaccinated developing countries in the world in such a quick period of time, which helped us to open up our borders. And this obviously required us to take some very decisive and strong steps in ensuring that we got the vaccination rate up, which obviously is paying off dividends. We were able to open up the border on the 1st of December. This instilled a lot of confidence in the economy. We have, of course, a number of policy-based programs and loan-based programs with the ADB, including in the areas of fiscal management, supporting a conducive business environment, enhancing the performance of state-owned enterprises, and business and investment climate improvements are being made. We are in another set of policy reforms. I think it's important to highlight that. Fiscal resilience by strengthening the legal framework for public financial management, expenditure and debt management, and domestic resource mobilization. As you know, it's a big thing at the moment all around the world. We're seeing a lot of countries suffering as a result of lack of confidence in the economy, the inability to manage debt and not having a long-term strategy around that, whilst trying to manage the socio-economic impact of a unstable world post the pandemic, but now, of course, with the war between Russia and Ukraine, which is having an enormous impact on commodity prices, food prices. Generally, the inflation rates are shooting through the roof. Japan has got a very low rate of inflation, so that raises figures. But of course, many other countries, including many of our development partners, actually have a huge inflation rate. We also have policy measures around community resilience by fostering inclusive public spending, sustainable access to basic services, including for women, poor, and of course vulnerable people, our youth. Business resilience by providing recovery support for businesses, increasing financial protection, and improving the business environment. I think overall, ladies and gentlemen, part of what we have been doing in particular for the past 6 to 7 years, we had 9 years of unprecedented growth before the pandemic, and I think that obviously helped us to ensure that we have foreign reserves in a very good position. We have over 8 months worth of foreign reserves. $3 billion worth of foreign reserves we have in place. Our liquidity is fairly flush. Interest rates at the moment are fairly attractive too. And we need to ensure that we take advantage of that particular position. We are today in this premises, which was obviously one of government's initiatives. We provided the seed funding for this particular Aviation Academy, $1 million. And today this Aviation Academy is not only providing opportunities for our pilots who don't have to travel long distances to far-flung places and having to do the simulator training at 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. in the morning because they get pushed down to the bottom of the line, but they're able to get premium positions, but also be able to then generate revenue from this, and in fact creating a hub in the Pacific. The number of other initiatives that we actually have on foot, and again, the meeting with your foreign minister gave us the opportunity to highlight that. The number of initiatives that we actually have put in place. For example, even in the maritime sector, our Maritime Academy in Suva is providing opportunities for a number of regional partners to participate. The airport, of course, now is not only about tourism. Tourism, of course, is a key component of our economy. But in the long-term strategy, of course, we want to grow the tourism numbers, but we want to reduce our dependency as a percentage of our contribution to our GDP. The other sectors that are growing, during the 2 years of the pandemic, we saw about 3,000 jobs grow in the BPO sector. We believe there's numerous opportunities. Government has provided grant funding to the BPO Council. We're working with the Australian counterparts in that respect. Fiji, of course, is a financial and telecommunications hub. So a lot more travel, a lot more, of course, therefore, infrastructure requirements there are at the airport. If you want to be a hub, you need to ensure that people feel safe to travel. We have the facilities, we were up to date in respect of being able to deal with any sort of outbreak of viruses or any other variant, or indeed generally making people feel safe to travel to Fiji. So I'd like to thank all the parties involved, of course, ADB, very close partner of ours, and we look forward to working together with you, the Japanese government. On a bilateral basis too, the Japanese government has been fantastic in recent times, in particular with the highly concessional loans they provide to us at 0.01%. A lot of people in Fiji talk about debt, but don't actually know about what is debt, what debt is actually used for, and what is the cost of debt. Similarly, we've had access to IDA funding, and we're now getting concessional funding from ADB in terms of vulnerability in climate. And climate, of course, is our key issue for us in respect of our budgeting in terms of our planning and indeed our risks going forward. And we look forward to building not only resilience in our infrastructure, but being able to carry out the adaptation programs that we have in place. And again, Japan is well known for that. We currently have a project for the Nadi area. We have component A, B, and C, and we're looking forward to the component A commencing. The Japanese government, we're almost there, and hopefully we can also get across the line on components B and C with the other partners. So overall, thank you very much to all those who have been involved, other people who have been involved behind the scenes. I think it's critically important to ensure that at this point in our time of our economy, in terms of what is happening globally, that we continue to build on the momentum of stability and confidence that has been built up. And we need to ensure that that consistency in policy also is maintained, because in a sea of instability, we need to ensure that we have a long-term goal and vision, and indeed we have those policies that will see us through this particular stage. Naka, thank you.